Hello, friends. Welcome to Akunmak Business Bunker. And in the morning brew, I want to discuss something which is very close to my heart, and it is related to education. And what is so special? Let's find out. Well, reading from books will be thing of the past in one particular state in Haryana, and it is going to have a huge rippling effect across the entire country and also across the subcontinent or even the Southeast Asia region per se. So, what is so special about this particular announcement by government of Haryana? Uh, well, first of all, we have to understand the education policy. As you may be knowing, some of you may be following this particular item also, that the national education policy is right now drafted, and in short, it is known as NEP, and it is waiting for approval from the government of India to be implemented across India. Now, what is this national education policy? Now, this is a something which is huge. It is going to change the way our students actually study. Like the way I have done my study is based on the earlier education policy. So this has almost taken 30 years in making. It has gone through several changes, upgradation, and the draft has kept evolving. And for whatever reason, the new policy has not been implemented, but the final push was made by Government of India in 2017, and this draft, it appears now, will be implemented. And as part of this NEP, which is going to be implemented once approved by the Parliament, it will have a mixture of old education policy as well as what is required for next 50 years, how students will be educated, how teachers will provide education, what are the norms for them, if there is a dropout, what happens to the dropout, how can we bring the dropout back into the mainstream of education, uh, ensure that every student get the attention that he deserves. And this is why this education policy is very, very unique. I think we are all waiting to get this a reality, become this a reality. And the draft is available. If you search on Google, say that show me the draft of education policy, you can actually go and read. It's a public document. You can go and read. It's amazing. And now, moving ahead on this particular thing is that there is the United Nations driven sustainable goals also. So there are 17 goals which has been identified by United Nations, and these are in short called SDGs, and you have to implement first, second, third, fourth, and so on and so forth. So it starts with SDG 1, and once you have finished the goals defined in SDG 1, you move on to 2 and 3 and 4. So basically, there is a United Nations push also to ensure that the youngsters or the future generation get uh, what they deserve in order to have a comfortable life and so on and so forth. So there is a lot of push coming globally also to implement SDGs, and these SDGs are the integral part of our new policy. So we are adhering to the global standards. At the same time, the new education policy is also considering the ancient traditions of education of the Indian system, which was world acclaimed. I mean, I don't have to repeat that, but for the benefit of the international viewers, I think it is worth mentioning that the Indian universities were world famous as long as 3 to 5 thousand years back, till recently, till the time we actually got invaded and got colonized. So, what is the interesting aspect? Even though NEP is under consideration, it is not yet approved, but the state of Haryana has announced a new initiative under their Edigam e-Edigam initiative, which is basically looking after the schools, the government-owned school in the state of Haryana. And Mr. Khattar, who is the Honorable Chief Minister of Haryana, he has announced that as part of e-Edigam, they are going to distribute tablets, and from now on, the tablets will be distributed to students from class 1 to class 12th, and there will be no books distribution. So all the books that the student needs to study will be uploaded in a tablet. And so this is a very, very advanced way of basically looking at the education. So even before the NEP is announced, the Haryana government has said that they are going to distribute a lot of tablets to every student in their state, and these tablets will be pre-configured with the books which are already prescribed by the NCERT. So now the students need not carry their heavy bags on their shoulder, carry all the books and notebooks and all that. They just carry a tablet. And as you know that these tablets have a long battery life, and there is no big challenge of charging them. Once you charge these tablets, especially like Kindle and similar stuff, they last for almost like 4 5 days. So there is no challenge also in terms of maintaining battery, and I think students can easily maintain it with little help from their parents. The big thing is that all the books are standardized across India. NCERT has already digitized all the books which are now being taught in the school, and these tablets will be pre-configured with these books which are coming from the NCERT syllabus. Now, in future, if something changes, if there is a book that changes, um, then it is a lot easier to distribute it electronically. And imagine a situation where the books needs to be printed, reprinted, and anything which changes cannot be updated in the middle of the session, or middle of the term. So I think these are a lot of advantages, and the government of Haryana is made a very big statement by announcing this scheme. 500,000 tablets will be distributed across the state free of cost, and all the government school students will now look suddenly much more advanced as compared to the private students, because so far in India, the private schools carry that image that they are charging hefty fee because they are providing these environments. Now the government schools will suddenly appear, the students who are going to government school will suddenly appear much more advanced, and he will get exposed to these high tech gadgets, and study will also undergo tremendous changes. So I think that is where the big item is, and I'm sure all states will follow suit, follow this particular step which the state government of Haryana has taken. And that is why this is so unique, and I thought it is very futuristic, and I feel that we should all not have books in the school. And what I find surprising, that even today the private schools, in fact, they should be first one to start this initiative, but they are still selling books. They are selling books, stationery, notebooks, and uniforms and stuff like that. So, and I don't want to repeat the amount the parents have to pay against the book, and plus the logistic. You have to go to the school, collect the books, and then you find that somehow one of the book was not there in your child's, the packet that you got, and then the whole year will, go, and you keep fighting with the school, and so on and so forth. So I think the private schools are not following this. I am very surprised, and this is why I just want to end my video with a question, that why private schools are not providing the tablets just like the government schools. And that is why I wanted to share this information with you in the morning brew. And all our kids are going to school, and we are subjected to the same situation across India. Wherever you are in India, you are in Haryana, UP, or in Hyderabad or Mumbai, I think the situation is the same everywhere. So my question is that why private schools are still printing and selling the books at a very heavy cost and distribution cost, and a lot of pain to parents and also to students, because you need to store these books and in your in a bookshelf at home and all that. It will acquire some real estate in your home, as well as distribution costs for the school. So if they can actually start providing pre-loaded tablets or even laptop, because laptop cost is not too much nowadays. So you're already paying some 10-15,000 for the books. So in the same price, you can actually, in fact, half the price, you can get a tablet preloaded. And NCERT syllabus is freely available on NCERT website, which you can download yourself. Actually, all the books are there on NCERT website. But if you're also going ahead with a laptop, it is not going to cost you entry level for students, something like 15 to 16,000 rupees. So I think the private school should show us the path, but they are now not showing the path, and the government schools suddenly start, looking better than private schools. So, friends, what do you think about this? Share your comments, share your thoughts. Do let me know what you feel. I think this is a very, very emotional subject. Share your comments, and as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.